with all the wide receiver room looking good, Braxton Berrios, John Mechie, we're starting to see these guys at the end of the line looking good. It does give Caserio a surplus at a position that he could then trade for, hint, hint, secondary, if he's not competent in another area of the team. And that's something that I'm thinking about as we get closer and closer to cut day in the next couple of weeks.
I'm not too sure that the Texans don't feel okay with their secondary room, and maybe I'm wrong. I think they like Jalen Reed, and he was not out there. I think they like him as a depth safety. And Jimmy Ward, depending on what happens with that situation, I don't know what's going to happen there. But if Jimmy Ward gets out there, he's one of the better backup safeties in the NFL. So he would be a huge piece for that team. Like I said, Jalen Smith, I think, is a good depth corner. I think Tremont Smith is pretty clearly the fourth best corner on this team. So I hope they keep him. I like Miles Bryant. I'm not too overly concerned about that room, but I do agree with you on the surplus at the receiver room because I don't think John Mechie has a real path to make the team at this point. But he's playing well and he's had a pretty good camp. So that's a very obvious trade piece for you when you get to cut down. There's really 5 guys that are locked in at receiver. It's the 4, Nico, Kirk, Noel, Higgins. Those guys are locks. I think Hutchinson's essentially a lock at this point. He's had a really good camp. He's been in with the first team a decent amount in camp. So I think he's locked in with the roster spot. At this point, I don't know how you would cut Berrios. He's clearly your returner. He looks competent on offense. So I don't know how he would get cut, honestly. I think he's getting closer to being a lock on this roster. And then it comes down to, do you keep a 7th receiver, which I would assume would be Justin Watson if you kept a 7th guy, or do you just keep 6 and feel comfortable with that and then move on and use the roster spot somewhere else? I would lean using the roster spot on a different position and keeping the 6, and then probably trying to keep, maybe Xavier Johnson or one of these guys on the practice squad that you can call up if need be. But you have depth at that position now, and if Berrios looks capable on offense, there's no reason, to keep an extra guy necessarily because he can do a lot of things for you.